Hello everyone, this is Aurelia at Aurelia's Crafting Ideas. I am working on a Halloween mesh wreath today and I hope that you will join me. The main supplies I'm using is a 16-inch wire wreath form. I have 10 of these decorative mesh, it's in the color black. I have 3 glow in the dark glitter tool in black. I have 3 rolls of the glow in the dark glitter tool in orange. I also have this sign. It is Haunted Halloween. And it does have a skull right in the center. I have 6 rolls of this Halloween ribbon. I will also be using some chenille stems and be using my basic tools like the wire cutter, some scissors, and my hot glue gun. I will let you know if I need any additional supplies to complete my project. On this mesh wreath, I want to just loop my mesh all the way around. So I have this black mesh here. It has a black metallic threading going through. I want to do, let me see how, I have a little measuring tool here. It looks about 5 inches maybe. I could make the first loop a little longer. I don't know. I'm learning as I go. So I've been watching YouTube again. I think we start on the inside and then, or no, the center. We go down the center. And let me see. I want to leave a tail here. And then I'm going to take my mesh and probably about 5 inches. It seems to be like a really good height. So 5 inches. And then I'm just going to keep gathering. I'm going to do like, what do you call it? Like a ruffle maybe? I don't know. Just loopy loop. So I got that one, and then I guess the next one just goes right in. How weird though, right? I might I probably should go on the outside. I should have paid better attention to the video. So okay, that might be a little too high. I'm learning to do different mesh wreath methods, and let's see, I think what I'll do first is go ahead and tie this ending because it keeps wanting to come back through. And give it a twist, and then I'm just going to take my chenille stem and just wrap the ending there. This will help keep it in place. Yeah, and then I can cut this down and get rid of all that loose threading that's sticking in my way. Okay, and then just wrap it like that, and then I want to trim this off. There we go. I think that'll be better. So okay, come back up in the center for the first loop, and then I guess you could use both hands. So give it the loopy there, and I was thinking about 5 inches, so you may want to use a ruler too. And then pull that back up and then go to the next one, because if you keep coming up in the center, I don't know how that's gonna work, because you're gonna, seems to me like it will just come right back through. So once you form the first loop, then you can just measure it against that, right? And then I would skip to the inner ring and then pull the mesh through on that side. So this is going to take a moment, and I will just go ahead and put on some music. And you know, this would be an excellent time to go to Aurelia's crafting ideas on YouTube and catch up on all the videos you have missed. I have completed the black mesh part of the wreath. Look at that. It is quite full. I really like it. I am now ready to add in my tool. I have the glow in the dark tools here. I have the black one and I have the orange one. I want to go ahead and stack my tool here. I want the orange one on the bottom and then layer it with the black one on top like this. And then I want to trim these down to 10 inches. And you can use a rotary cutter here or just use your scissors. They both accomplish the same thing. Look at that. I like this one because it kind of reduces the brightness of the orange. Look at that. I like it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my tool down. The next step I want to do is go ahead and to fluff my mesh. It doesn't take too long. Just unfold all those twisty parts like that. And then give it a nice fluff. Now that all the fluffing and cuteness has been added to the mesh, we want to take the tool that I've cut. Now you take this and just gather it in the center there. Make sure that the black falls on the inside. Now you can just take these and tuck them in here. Because of the way the mesh is, it'll catch. You will not lose tool. But if you're giving it to somebody, somebody outside the household, take some Chanel stem like this. All you need is like about 4 inches. Take that. Again, make sure the black tool is on the inside. Fold it in half like this. Give it a twist. And then go ahead and attach it to the frame. Give it a couple of twists in there. And that's done. And then just fluff. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to my entire wreath. I have tucked in all my tool, so this is what it looks like all over, and you can just like stand back and take a look and see where you need more and then just tuck some there. I'm looking at right here and you see how you got a bit of orange tucked here and there, but it's not bright orange, so that's what I like about that. I want to create my bow now, so I have my bow helper here. it helps my fingers a lot. So I have my ribbon here. I want to create a bow so I can put it on my wreath. I normally don't put a bow on there, but I think this time I will. It's good to experiment, right? So I'll just leave a little tail here, and I want to create the bow part. I think I'll do 6 inches. That might be like a really nice big piece, right? That'll be great. So I'm going to make sure that the print is on the outside of my bow. Give this a twist. And make sure everything is falling on the outside. And then measure 6 inches on that side and twist back and forth. And I do want a nice full bow, so I think let me see how far this roll of ribbon will take me, because this is 3 yards. I have the one spool here, so it gave me 4 loops of 6 inches on each side. So what I want to do is add another spool, and let me see how far that will get me. So then I'm going to do the same thing, leave a little tail so it doesn't slide through when I gather everything. And this time, instead of 6 inches, I'm going to go with like 5.5. I have 4 6-inch loops and 4 5.5, and then this one, the last bit right here, I think I'm going to go a little shorter, like about right there. And then I have my chenille stem. So normally you're supposed to put your chenille stem on, but I love to do things my way. So I have all this ribbon. You can hold it in my hand. I'm going to take my chenille stem and I'm going to tie everything together. And pull that really tight and twist it. There we go. And then I'm going to fluff. Let's see what this will look like. And I'm going to spread the bottom section out like that, and then get the next row and then do the same thing on the other side. And then I'm going to just trim this down. This is the very center loop right there. And then I'm just roll the edges in so it kind of just disappears into the ribbon. There we go. And then let me find the end pieces and trim those down too. And then roll that in there, hide it. There we go. And then tie the fluff. Let's see what it looks like. So everyone has their own method of creating a bow, right? So supposedly there's a standard way for everything, but we are all unique in our bow making. There you go. I mean, once you find a method that you're comfortable with, we tend to stay with that method, don't we? Occasionally we'll go out of our comfort zone and create something new. Well, here, I have another piece I forgot to trim off. Let me get this out of the way. Not that anyone's going to be looking in the bow, but just in case, I'm going to fold that back down so it's not, the wire isn't sticking out there. So I'm going to fluff it now and then put it on the wreath and then fluff it some more. I'm quite happy with this. Look at that, how cute. Now I want to create a tail for my bow. And grab another spool of ribbon here. And I want to do like maybe an 18-inch tail. So I'm going to go ahead and 18-inch on one side, 18-inch on the other. So what is that? 36. Oh goodness. Okay, I'm gonna just cut that, and then I'm gonna, normally I don't dovetail. I'm really not a dovetail kind of person, but I will do it. Look at that. I like to trim my ribbons at an angle for some reason. And then this is I'm gonna tack this, find the center. And I'm going to attach that in here and just tie that off on the Chanel. And of course you got to manipulate that tail. Make sure you get the print up like that, right? How cute! Adorableness. This is like a spooky cute, right? I'm gonna test my bow. I think that I want it on the bottom right. I think, I'm not positive yet, but see how it's gonna look. It is nice and vibrant, full of colors, which we don't want. Because we're going with kind of like a spooky thing. But then that could be a spooky thing, right? I mean, you got this intense, stark wreath, and then you got like, ooh, what is going on? But we're gonna fix this. But let me show you what I'm gonna do with that bow. I have my bow here, but I just wanted to tell you, I did prep my table. I put down a large piece of paper, and I did put down some cutting mats, and I'm using the Dollar Tree cutting mats, so I had to tape two together. This is just to help catch some of the liquid I plan to use. So I'm going to use this here. This is a walnut stain, and I watered it down. The walnut stain is by Tim Holtz, so. And then I just put it in a spray bottle. And what I want to do with my bow is to give it that grungy effect. My new favorite term. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I want some of the natural colors to come through, but then I also want the, the eerie feeling on there. Now you can always dye your ribbon before you do any of this, but I think this will just make it look even better. So here's my nice looking bow right now, and I'm going to go ahead and start spraying. So hopefully it'll do really well, because this is fabric, right? And it's got the wired edging, but look at that. Can you see? Cute. I'm loving it so far. And then turn it and catch the other side. Well, you can do this outside too. Save you the hassle of having to save your craft table. See how you get some of the natural colors coming through, and then you got the added spooky effect. And then let me get the tail into. And I'm gonna let this dry and then take a look. I may need to spray it down again, but we'll see. Well, the whole ribbon is one directional, but since it's a Halloween edition, I'm not too worried about some of the images going down and some going up. I think it gives it that spooky effect it needs. Look at that, how cute. Now I'm gonna let this dry a little bit, and then we'll check to see if we need to spray it down some more. While my ribbon is drying, let me move this over a bit. I want to take my hanging sign, and it's this cute sign. It says "Hunted Welcome." I like it. I want to go ahead and take it off the ribbon. See how it's attached together with the ribbon. Go ahead and pull this apart. I have the ribbon off of my sign here. Here's the skeleton head. Here's the Halloween and Haunted. I'm gonna save these two for another project. I'm just going to use the skull, and then for this one I also want to water this down, so I'm gonna just take this and put it right there. I'm not gonna even see what it looks like. I'm just gonna drop it and drag it through all that ink I have there. Why not, right? It's gonna be a surprise. And this way it won't be so bright either. Let's see. That's what it looks like. I don't know if it's gonna actually stay. It might work. Look at that. Okay, good. You know what? Let me drop some more ink. Oops. I did make sure I have plenty of ink. That's probably something you want to do. That way you don't have to try to figure out what ratio you use. And then whatever's left over, I'm gonna use it for my scrapbooking, so it works out. There we go. Look at that. I like that. Okay, I'm gonna let this one dry too. This is what my pieces look like right now. Let me grab the original ribbon. So this is the original ribbon. See the difference now? You see how much more subtle the colors are? I like it. And here is my skull. I got the, you know, spots of grunginess. So I think maybe I'll spray this one more time, and I think the skull is good enough, so I'm going to put this one aside and then just spray my bow down one more time. But I'm only going to do like a section here and there. I think like this. See? I'm just picking an area and just piling on the ink. And turn it this way. Like that. Hopefully that will be good. I'll let that run down. And then some on the tail too. I have my wreath now. I want to add in my bow. Here is my bow, and here is my skull. So what I want to do, normally when you get something like this, you'll like put it in the center, right? That's the obvious thing to do. But what I want to do is put it on the side. Here's the center of my wreath. I want to go up just a little bit there and then come back, and then here's the bottom half of my wreath, and I'm going to put my bow right in here. I'm going to tie it to the frame, but I'm going to tuck it among the mesh. So let me get this tied off. So like this, see there, it's on the side, and I will show you in a minute the whole piece looks like, but for now this is where it's going, and I like it. And here is my tail, it's coming down. I like it. And then on this side is gonna be my skull, but what I need is I need to add an attachment to my skull. And I'm going to just use some Chanel for that. I'm going to center it on the skull. And just put some glue there with my hot glue gun. And then just catch the Chanel stem like that. I'm going to attach my skull here. But I was thinking, I do have, I think it's wonderful that I have my bow down here and I have the skull here, but it does need something else. So I decided to use also the Haunted Halloween. I just rearranged it, and I did stain the boards some more, and I hot glued it together and just put some Chanel on the back. So I think I will put this up here like this, and then add the skull in here like this. So it's kind of like, see how staggered it's going to be. And I love it that my wreath itself is huge. I love using the 16-inch wreath form because when you put mesh on there, it grows, and that's what I like about it. I love these at the front door. So I'm going to go ahead and tie down these signs right here into the mesh. I have my bow here. I feel that it needs something else. I love it just the way it is, almost. So what I found in my supply box are these. These are hands. I use them every once in a while, and I have little clips on the back. See there? Little tiny clothespins. And I also have some tiny skulls. I think this will work really well with my sign, so I want to tuck some of this in there. And what I have is, let me see, I can just clip the hands onto the ribbon like that. Let's see, maybe one on this side. Here is my Halloween wreath. I really like the way the black mesh turned out. I'm quite happy with it. Let me get you a closer look. I have the Haunted Halloween sign on the side. Look at that. I really like it. I did try to glue it together to stabilize it, but it kept falling apart, so I left it alone. I mean, that gives it that spooky effect, right? And then here's my bow. I took the skulls back off and I just added more hands. I like it now. The skulls were just a little too bright, and I really like it now. I hope you guys liked the way the wreath turned out and that you give it a try. Thank you for stopping by. This is Aurelia at Aurelia's Crafting Ideas, and I will see you next time.